One of the most common questions I get as a coach is, how long will it take for me to stop binge eating, emotional eating, obsessing around food, or mindlessly snacking all afternoon? And my answer is, it depends, because it depends on something that not many people talk about, which is why the change hasn't happened yet. Usually you think that you just don't have enough discipline or you haven't found the perfect diet yet. But there is something deeper underneath all these eating issues. And how long will it take to overcome them depends on your starting point. And here I show you 4 different starting points where usually people find me. The first one is when they say, I don't know what to do. They followed so many diets, meal plans, detoxes, and they know so much about nutrition, but they still don't know what drives them to overeat or binge sometimes. It's because they are trying to fix their eating, but they don't address the emotional component. Why you eat when you are stressed, overwhelmed, overloaded, or bored, or why do you need to comfort yourself with food, and how to stop doing that. Right? The second group of people are who know mostly what to do, they just can't seem to do it. This often signals hidden perfectionism, shame, and all or nothing thinking. And you had so many failures in the past that you just can't seem to start a new plan again, right? Your brain is trying to protect you from failure. And the reason also could be some limiting beliefs or thought patterns that make you self-sabotage. And for some people, the belief that make them self-sabotage is that I've been overweight for as long as I can remember. I don't even know who I would be without it. What if I lose the weight and I still don't like myself? What if I'm still broken? Because for some people, being overweight became their identity, your story, your protection. And while you want to break free from your food struggles, you are also afraid what might be on the other side. Afraid of failing again, afraid of being judged, afraid of facing big emotions without food to numb yourself or comfort yourself, and afraid that even if your body changes, you lose weight, but nothing else changes. And interestingly, not only the fear of failure can stop you from starting to change, but also the fear of success. Because if you solve your eating issues and lose weight, you will not have the excuse that you don't have a relationship or your dream job because you are overweight, right? So maybe there is this hidden fear of success. And these are the fears and beliefs and identity shifts that we work through inside my coaching program. Because it's not enough to eat well and not have physical hunger if you still have emotional hunger driven by these thoughts and beliefs and fears. You need tools to feel safe in your body without using food to comfort you. And you need to rebuild trust with yourself that you can do this one small step at a time. And once that starts to happen, you less and less need food to feel okay. You will stop waiting for your body to be perfect before you start living your life. And you will stop abandoning yourself. And you will start feeling like you again, the real you. And the third group of people are who keep starting over and then they lose momentum. They start over, they reach some success, but then they slip up and then they start again. And without addressing why you slipped, why you fell off the track, and how to recover instead of just simply starting over or starting a new plan, the new plan will never stick. Because the most important thing is to learn to self-correct, to learn from your slip-ups and recover from them instead of just starting a new plan and having the same slip-ups because you don't know what happened. Right? Sustainable change doesn't happen along a straight line. You will slip up, you will recover and slip up again and recover. But the overall tendency will be an improvement, right? You slip up and you figure out why. You learn from it and do it differently the next time. And you pay attention to what your mind says, what your thoughts are in those moments. And you respond differently next time. And you build trust in yourself that you you can do it. And the fourth group of people are who feel like it's all so big and overwhelming. Because diet culture taught you to overhaul your whole life, to change everything, to throw out all the junk food. You start exercising like crazy, eat completely clean, and that's overwhelming. Right? Real change can only happen with small gradual changes that can last. Real change is about building safety, trust, and sustainability. You prove it to yourself little by little, day by day, that you can do it instead of trying to do something huge and obviously not being able to do it. And then you are proving to yourself that you can't do it. That's why in my coaching programs, we work through the tough spots together. When motivation dips, when perfectionism flares up, when the self-sabotage voices get loud, and that's where real change happens. And that's why my clients finally break free from these eating issues, even though they've been stuck for many years. So, to answer the question, how long will it take? It takes as long as it takes for you to finally trust yourself that you can do it. It takes as long as it takes for you to trust your body's signals, to accept that slow progress is a better progress than trying to do it fast, and until you learn to respond differently to your feelings, emotions, and thoughts. For my clients, it usually takes anywhere between 8 to 12 weeks. So both my private coaching program and group coaching program last 12 weeks, just to make sure that you can definitely and sustainably break free from these eating issues. So with the right support, the right tools, and enough time, it's definitely possible. I'm Rita May, emotional eating and binge eating coach, and I've been through these patterns myself. And the key to overcome them was to actually believe that I could overcome them and to address all the 6 levels of change that I show you inside my private podcast series called Change Code. Because most programs only address the first 2 levels, optimizing your environment and changing your behavior. So you throw out all the junk food, you fill up your kitchen with healthy food, maybe your meal plan, and you change your behavior. You start to eat more healthy food and you start to exercise more, but you don't address the higher levels of change that are actually motivating you and dissolving the factors that limit your success. And that's why you always get back to where you started. So check out this free podcast series. The link is in the description. So you can find the levels of change that you haven't addressed yet, and you will know what to do. In my next video, I will show you how to break free from the fear of failure to be able to overcome your eating issues. Because the fear of failure makes so many people self-sabotage because they feel like they put all that effort in and they still don't see the change quickly enough, so they rather give it up than continue and fail. So let's talk about this in my next video. See you soon.